everybody, welcome to another episode of Karlton Says Live. I'm sorry, we was kind of telling jokes before we tuned in. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, last week, we had a little difficulty, a little audio snafu. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got some calls in saying, yo, we can't hear y'all. What's up? But, you know, that means you guys are watching. So we thank you for tuning in. But we have audio. If we don't have it, shoot me a text. For those who have my number, hit me up real quick. Be like, yo, you ain't got no audio. So just let me know what's going on, all right? So, again, thank y'all for joining us on Karlton Says Live. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, we're going to hit the serious issues. We're coming up almost on 3 weeks since the incident in Ferguson, Missouri. 18-year-old Michael Brown was shot and killed by a police officer. Now, a lot of the shooting has caused a lot of unrest in Ferguson, you know, with a whole bunch of violent protests and everything. And it's really caused a lot of controversy, especially when it comes to race and police brutality and everything. But as of recent, he did have his funeral. The funeral was this week. And as of late, the protests have been a little bit more peaceful now. There has still been a little bit, there have been some arrests still because people, you know, bringing concealed weapons without permits and everything. But the protests have been peaceful. The police force has lessened a little bit. So that's good news that, you know, things are progressing still. I mean, there's still a lot more to do, apparently, when it comes to justice. I don't know. I mean, obviously, the police officer hasn't been arrested or tried or anything or whatever is going on with that. So there's definitely still a lot of work to do. I just think that, again, just as we talked about last week, it's important that we be examples and that we do this in a calm and peaceful manner. We can get our point across without looting, without the violence, without, you know, the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we want to get our voices heard and known, we definitely need to step up.
Exactly.
And, you know, just do it in a rightful, calm manner, because being loud, and it's kind of when you're a child and you throw a temper tantrum and parents don't hear it.
Nope,
I know my parents didn't.
And I don't.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of the same thing. If we're doing a ruckus and being kind of loud and belligerent, they're just looking at us like, oh, okay.
We're portraying the image that they're already expecting, which to them is justifying why he was killed in the first place.
Right.
So it's kind of like, if you want to be heard, then you should do something different. Do what they're not expecting you to do. Right. Have peaceful demonstrations. You know, talk about it. Get someone intelligent. Well, maybe not necessarily intelligent, but at least someone who knows how to speak in front of people to, you know, be able to, you know, to spread what you're trying to say in the message so people can hear you.
I know I was doing a story, former Real World, he was on the first Real World, Kevin Powell. He was on Real World New York. And he's actually he was with Heather B and like the very first one. Very first one. But yeah, he's like an activist now. And I know he was in Ferguson. He's doing like these town hall meetings for young people. So that way, you know, young people can know what's going on, be educated, be informed, be aware. So that way we can make a difference in what's going on in the community. Right. So I do applaud him on what he's doing. I think it's great. I think, like I said, again, I think if we just come from the angle of let's inform ourselves, let's educate ourselves, and let's peacefully go about it. I think change will come. It's going to take, and then also too, it's going to take time.
Right. It's not going to happen overnight by no means at all, and it's going to take consistency. Right. Because you can't, you know, act right one day and then, you know, think that it's going to change things, because it's not. It's going to take, you know, you doing the same thing, showing that we are more than just ignorant people, that when something goes wrong, we want to steal from ourselves. Because we're stealing out of stores we're shopping in. Well, we're stealing hair so we can go sell it. But does that really justify what the issue is at hand? Not at all.
And I think for the most... Oh, hi, guys. I'm Terrence behind the scenes. But as far as everything that goes on in Ferguson, I still think it still comes down to the education of our youth, and not only just educating them on violence and getting along with your peers or whatever the case may be, but politically, a lot of stuff that we do in our towns and in our little cities or whatever the case may be revolves about people getting out and voting. So when you don't get out and vote for the right people that gets in office or whatever the case may be, do your homework. Don't just say, well, I'm going to do this ballot and call it a day. It also comes down to politically who you get in office, because a lot of stuff they don't look at and say that maybe you as a citizen should know what are your rights, and also what people you put in office at that point in that time.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree wholeheartedly. I think we had an episode about voting. I think it was an episode we weren't here. Tamika Lampkin took over, and they was talking about the importance of voting, and it's definitely important. I always say, if you don't vote, don't complain.
Right, that's absolutely right.
So I feel like it's important, like Terrence said, do your homework, do your research, and understand who you put in office, because that's what's gonna make the change. You know what I'm saying? So we can make a change by our votes. We can make a change by what we say. Our Facebook posts are important.
Right.
I mean, people, they
look at everything.
Yeah. I mean, our tweets, everything. We can make a difference by our lives. As we always say, be the change that you want to see.
That's right.
So definitely, and also again, just reiterating, please keep the family of Michael Brown in our prayers, because they're the ones that lost somebody.
Right.
I mean, yes, this is something big for all of us, but at the end of the day, it's about them.
Right.
Because they lost a family member that they will not see again until the Lord comes. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like they're still grieving.
Right.
So in everything, let's remember that.
Right.
So.
And they don't want his death to be in vain.
Right.
The way that you guys are acting right now is definitely not what his parents and what his family is even expecting. Because again, that's why their son was killed.
Right.
So they want you to act in the manner that they would have hoped that their son was behaving in, to avoid all of this in the first place.
Right. So
don't let him die in vain.
Exactly. So again, we're just gonna continue to keep you updated on what's going on in Ferguson, on right here on Karlton Says Live. And just keep informed of everything that's happening. All right, cool. All right, moving on to another story. The VMAs we watched. Why you smiling like that?
Because it was awesome.
Right.
Did you check out the? Okay, Terrence, did you see the VMAs?
No.
Oh.
And it's been on television.
Like every day, every night. Yeah.
I watched live.
I did. Yeah, I did too. I loved it. It was good. I actually enjoyed this year's better than last year's.
Oh,
yeah.
I did. I mean, wasn't last year the Miley twerking?
Yeah,
with Robin Thicke.
Yeah.
This year was better.
It was a lot better to me. Of course, the main thing, Beyonce. She slayed.
Beyonce.
She killed.
She sure
oh
did.
my gosh, I was screaming the whole time. I really was. Beyonce.
It was good. It was good. It was really good. I think she definitely made up for her BET lack of performance. That BET Awards. I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling it. I was like, did you really edit your concert and send it to us?
Not
oh, okay.
Did you really?
I mean, a lot of people saying she wasn't gonna be there anyway because she was on the run tour, which I get. I understand that, but the BET Awards was on a Sunday?
Yeah.
There was no concert that day. I'm sure she has a jet. I feel like they could have got on the jet and flew to
She was
the BET.
tired.
Whatever.
You ain't that tired because she just got off of her Mrs. Carter tour and then got on the tour for On the Run. You ain't that tired.
Well, we know she ain't coming back to BET.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
No, because we're going to talk about it.
Right.
That's where we're going. Because rumor has it, and that's not a rumor.
It
No. I'm trying to cover myself legally.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Rumor has it.
No, seriously, but there's a lot of stuff been going on this week with Beyonce. First off, Beyonce's dad, Matthew knows. Now I heard this part. Matthew knows. Well, that's the Braxtons. Matthew knows.
They cute.
They are cute. They doing it. But we talk about Beyonce and Matthew knows. Okay, yeah. Matthew knows did an interview, allegedly saying that the fight between Solange and Jay-Z was fixed. They did it on purpose to gain ticket sales for the On the Run tour and to raise Solange's album sales. So that fight was they did it on purpose. They did Jedi mind tricks. That's what he said on the interview. I heard on the Ricky Smiley Morning show. That's what Matthew Knowles is saying.
I can believe it. I mean,
but do they really need that? I mean, if anybody was going to benefit from the argument, it would be Solange.
That's
because,
true.
I mean, regardless of if that had never happened,
people were
still going to go to that concert.
Oh, yeah.
There was no doubt about
Not
that.
me, but because I ain't had the funds.
But I mean, and did Solange sales? I mean, did they boost?
That's what, according to what I heard on Ricky Smiley Morning show,
Did
they did boost a little bit.
I mean,
So-
Well, she got a new album?
I don't
I was about to say,
know. I like Solange too.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
what's boosting like her old albums.
I don't know.
I like Solange too. She's a good actress, by the way.
Right.
She's good.
And so I don't have any issues with it. I don't feel like that. I don't think it was fake though. They looked.
That fight looked real.
It looked real.
It did.
It looked real, and it looked like it was a candid moment that we weren't supposed to see that happened.
Yeah, I just think that. I think that it happened, and I think they capitalized on it. I don't think they.
What else can you do?
Exactly. It's kind of like when you have bad press and you turn it around for your favorite.
Shower rod.
Bye.
Boom. We going there 2 cheeses on point with these subjects because we going to Love and Hip Hop too in a minute. But but with the Beyonce situation, I just think they just turned a bad situation into money.
Yeah, shit goes down when you got $500,000 on the elevator.
Hey, shit goes down. I love that remix. That's my favorite part.
Y'all crazy. so I think, can I say something about Mr. Knowles? This is gonna be a lot of shade. I think you need to be more concerned about those alleged 2 kids that you got.
Exactly.
And not be worried about what be going on with Beyonce and Solange, so they're straight.
Well, you know what? He probably is thinking about them, which is why he's coming out
What's
with this
up
interview
with this
so he can try to get paid.
You scared, Kendra?
Yeah, I like that.
But I just think that honestly I feel like Matthew, you're trying to stay relevant.
He is.
That's all that is.
He's trying to come back into the
Trying to pick up
fold.
a check.
Yeah. Beyonce.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's over.
Child
Sorry.
support is knocking.
Right. Two of them.
He's trying, right?
So get it together.
Basically.
And speaking of more Beyonce news now, for those who watch 106 Apart, which I don't anymore, but apparently they were talking about Beyonce's baby on 106 Apart, talking about her nappy head. They're saying like her head is
Her hair
nappy.
look cute.
It says what did they say? She woke up like this, and that's why her hair wasn't combed.
That was a nice.
That's
something-
That's
yeah.
a little baby.
Right, and it's like, why is it? I mean,
I know we've talked about it on here before as far as the hair situation, but as far as Sunday night, I
She
feel
look
like
cute.
her hair was
right.
it was
combed out. It was
Right.
a natural
it looked
hairstyle.
it was
She had some
natural.
glue in
What
you want?
The
She
difference,
a baby.
the difference between how she looked Sunday and the difference between that whatever picture that came out when we talked about it months ago. On Sunday, it looked like they actually did something. It was still natural, but it actually kind of put like, did she have a bow or something
She
in
had
her
like
hair?
a
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
Something, she had something in it.
She looked like she was dressed up for the
Right.
occasion.
But
You know what I'm
I
saying?
almost feel like people want this little girl to have a perm in her hair, and they want her like they have this image of what they want her hair to look like.
Right.
Because it's like, I mean, to me, it looks the way there was some rough times, but hell, we all have rough times.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I don't want her. She's too young for a perm, obviously.
I
I know no perm. I'm not saying that, but what I was saying months ago was just kind of. Because I remember her clothes was kind of looking kind of questionable too at one point. It was like it just seemed to me like they didn't care how she looked when they stepped out. That's what my issue was. But as far as calling the little girl head nappy, and that's uncalled for and it's inappropriate. And from my understanding, rumor has it allegedly, I know it's true, but I just want to say allegedly to cover my bases. 106 Park got suspended.
Yep.
And it hasn't been on since that incident. So who was on the show? Karuchi was on the show? Yeah.
Yeah, she the one that said it.
Yeah, she's the one that said, I saw the clip.
Got
And
her
it's
in
like,
trouble.
you thought that was a good idea?
Well,
I mean,
apparently allegedly it was in the prompter. But again, Terrence have informed me that Bow Wow did an interview saying, I would, even if it is in the prompter, I wouldn't have said that.
no, I mean,
Because
common
Jay-Z gonna
sense.
shut it down.
Oh,
Right, exactly. Common sense should
Yeah,
tell you.
I agree.
Then, hello, that's why you supposed to be where you supposed to be on time. You can pre-read your scripts. So you're not just reading whatever you want, whatever
Right.
coming up. You can say all kinds of stuff that's inappropriate. It was in the prompter.
Yeah, they said Karuchi got attacked by the Beehive.
They don't play.
It is.
Man.
And understandably so. It's like, stop talking about the child.
It's just things that it's kind of like the reality TV world. It's just things that are off limits, and the children are off limits. You know what I'm
Stop
saying?
talking about the babies.
And there was nothing wrong with the way that she looked.
So look, the child looked cute Sunday.
She was enjoying her mom.
Right.
She was excited for her
So I
mama.
thought that there was nothing wrong with the way that she looked at all. Nothing. I mean, I just don't understand. What do they want her to look like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do they want? First you talked about it because her hair wasn't combed. Then they comb her hair, and then you still talking about
And
it.
that
Like,
just
what
shows
do
you can't
want?
please people.
Exactly.
That's why you gotta do it for you.
Exactly.
That's
and
the
I
kid.
am quite sure that
Right.
little girl is well taken care
Oh,
of.
heck yeah.
Better than some of us probably was. Well,
Got more money than me.
and me too.
But at the same time, we make a lot of issues out of things that don't need to make sense. I know I'm probably doing the voice of reason thing here, but again, it's why are we talking about little girl's hair? Why is it a big issue with the public worrying about her hair? Her hair does not make that child because as long as she's been fed and got a roof over her head, that's the only thing that matters. Exactly. And I think we're looking for her to have the same image as a grown woman, per se her mother, to have long stringy hair and makeup on and looking good every time that child walks out the door. I mean, I got plenty of pictures when I was young and head was not combed one time, and we've all been through that stage of it may have been 6 months before you got to look like your hair is combed. It's combed, but it nap right back up. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I used to get in trouble for my rough moments though.
You look sad.
Because
Must have been bad.
it was a trying time, man. I didn't like to get my hair combed. I didn't like none of that. And my daddy has this thing where his mouth wrinkles up when he combs your hair. Like this, and it hurts. So, can we change subject, please? Thank you.
No hair.
She tried it. Shade tree all around.
Shady bunch.
Let's talk about another issue thing that just we last week you didn't hear it, but last week we also talked about the ice bucket challenge. And a lot of people feel a little certain kind of way about it. People kind of feel a little salty about it as far as just the origin of it originally again is for ALS awareness and to raise money for the organizations. Actually, it's a disease that affects the muscles, and it actually only really affects Caucasian men, according to the research that was done. And again, someone started it, and it kind of spread like wildfire, and a lot of people are doing it, and it's raised millions of dollars, which is awesome. I think that's great, and that's the whole point of the thing. But it's creating a lot of shade because people are making it a situation to where, okay, why are these black people doing the ice bucket challenge? Because ALS does not affect black people, so we should be spending more time worrying about diseases that are concerned with us as far as African Americans.
That's selfish.
I'm going to speak on the behalf of, because ALS is actually it's a terminal disease, because eventually you're going to stop breathing and you stop being able to eat and different things like that. And I'm going to speak on behalf of someone who's had a terminal disease. I had leukemia when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like you really don't know the value of life until you face something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like anything. Because I used to be really active with the cancer societies when I was younger, and I definitely need to step back up and get back involved with it. And it's like whenever you can do something to bring awareness about a disease that you're dealing with, that's the whole point.
Right.
It's to kind of bring and I think it's sad that humanity, we're not sympathetic to things people are dealing with sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the person who created ALS was thinking, oh, this is a white disease, this is a black disease. I just think he really wanted to bring awareness and let's find some money to help try to get a cure or something.
Right.
I mean, and I know we talked about last week as far as, different things like diabetes and different ailments that do affect African Americans. Okay, so if you want to do something, do it. Like, make a difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I want to give a shout out to Tyrese Lawless. He's been on the show before. He's been a guest host on Karlton Says Live, and he's actually getting ready to start a sickle cell awareness challenge. Because September, which is in a couple of days, is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So he actually is about to start a challenge himself, and I think that's great. It speaks upon what we've been talking about. If you want to see a change, if you want to make a difference, then do something. Right. It makes no sense for you to sit at your computer and complain about it. Right. It's so easy for you to write a status complaining about every single thing.
Right.
It's so easy to do that.
Right.
But what are you going to do to make a difference?
Exactly.
And the thing is, with the ice bucket challenge or whatever, it's like you were saying, it's not about race, because a disease affects all of us. Like, I might know somebody who has the disease,
exactly,
and it could affect me. So of course I want to bring awareness to it. It doesn't matter about race. I think we just need to, some situations we gotta take race out of the situation. Just look at the human, look at the heart.
Because ultimately it's somebody that's going through something that it's affecting their whole livelihood. It's affecting the people that love them. And if you put yourself in that situation, how would you feel if it were you?
Right.
You know, if it were your loved one, maybe not this particular disease, but something else. You know, like you said, you don't really know the value of life until it's almost, you know, it could leave you.
Exactly.
Right. And that's when.
And I think that's the point.
Right.
That's the point right there. It's like until you, I don't want this on anybody, but until you ever get into a situation where you could possibly lose your life because of a disease, then you really can't speak on it.
Right. Or that, I mean, even a loved one.
True. That's true. That's true as well.
I mean, I can say my mother had pancreatic cancer, and when you hear about pancreatic cancer, you don't hear about people making it. You know, you don't hear that. And, you know, here she is, like 4 years have passed, if not even a little longer than that, that she has been, you know, in remission from it. You know, everything looks good. So, I mean, that alone is amazing. But now I'm aware.
Right.
You know, I'm aware of it. When I hear, you know, it's pancreatic cancer, I think this is in November. You know, I'm aware of it. You know, I'm thinking, you know, thank goodness she's a survivor, and I know the importance of it now. Right. So.
And I think that's. Oh, go ahead, Terrence.
Oh, but on the long front, we got a couple of people that is doing it because they doing it as a fad. I get tired of looking at people, and I had a family member to actually do it, and I'm asking why you doing it. Do you even know what ALS is and why you're doing it? You know, they don't have an answer for it. Don't do it because it's a fad. Do it because you're trying to help. Do it because you're trying to change the world for the better, whether it's black or white. Because, you know, we have diseases that other races don't have, that we have to work on them for ourselves, but we can't do that together and stop doing stuff because it's a fad. Okay, we pouring a bucket of ice water over us. Okay, that's all cool. You just trying to get kudo points. No, that's not what it's about. It's about, you know, doing it for a cause, a real cause.
Well, he got me scratched. I'm sorry. Yeah, but that's. I'm sorry. Yeah, but yeah, he's absolutely right. Again, the whole point is to bring in money. So again, it's like if you're doing it, I hope you're giving. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. I mean,
because you pouring ice water on yourself doesn't do it.
It doesn't. I mean, it's just about again. It's about being human. We're all humans. It's a humanity situation. Again, I do agree that we have our own things, you know, as African Americans that we are dealing with as well. But at the same time, it's about everybody. You know what I'm saying? Again, and you're right. It has to start somewhere, and we have to. Again, just be the change that we want to be. I just can't keep reiterating that. I think that just goes with everything.
You don't like it, you know.
Exactly.
Do something.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about some ratchetness. Let's talk about some ratchetness, and you know what I mean. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Yes, that reunion.
Smoke a strange shit.
That reunion was bananas. Now it's actually who? Oh, that's Josh. Who hand is on her butt? Is that Stevie and Justin? Okay. Or is that okay? No. Yeah, is that Mimi?
That's Jocelyn. No, that's Jocelyn. Mimi was right there.
Oh.
Who was having the red pants on?
I don't know, but yeah, this is the old cast member. So yeah, but Monday's reunion was crazy. When I tell you it was bananas, like first of all, it started off behind the scenes with everybody talking like, hey, it's gonna be crazy. Some secrets gonna come out and everything, and then it just got. You could see the tension on the stage.
It got really fast.
It did
0 to 100 real quick.
Yes, like for those who don't know, Benzino and Stevie J are beefing, like because apparently Jocelyn took shots at Althea, which is Benzino's Titi, which is Benzino's fiance.
Who's definitely an opportunist here.
I agree. She's random.
So soon enough, Benzino will be crying.
Yeah, like he did with Carter Reed.
Right, when he see that clip of her saying she want that source money. Right.
I agree.
So she's throwing shots at Althea or whatever. So then Benzino takes to Instagram and Twitter and everything. So can I side note? These grown behind men, old men going to Twitter and Instagram taking shots at each other. Over these females. It's like, bruh, y'all in the music industry, make some music. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And then, but wait a minute, because speaking of that, I just thought it was a little humorous myself that when they showed the finale, they show Stevie J playing all the damn instruments.
But yo, Stevie J used to be dope back in the 90s, though. You know what I'm saying?
And he wrote like all of 112's verses.
Yeah, you know.
Definitely talented. When I look back and so many.
Yeah.
But
he gotta get it together.
Right.
I think he's trying. Maybe
he's not getting together. If Jocelyn is a weight.
I agree.
She's a distraction.
I agree.
And he's a weight for her.
I agree.
They can't move forward. That's why they're in the same spot. Because they're holding on to each other. They're weights for each other. They got to let each other go.
I agree.
Because he's not focused.
He's not.
I agree.
It's too much drama.
Stevie J has so much potential to be what he was.
Right.
Stevie J was a hit maker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because all this foolishness and buffoonery and keep making babies and not paying child support and everything, it's just kind of just his life is kind of he's nothing. He's become a joke.
Mm-hmm.
He's become a reality TV joke, and that's it. But back to the reunion, like I said, a whole bunch of tension going on. Erica Dixon was throwing a whole bunch of shade. She got turned up.
She was turned.
Now she was even more turned up on this reunion than she was during the season because she was real boring this season. And she got turned up. She exposing Scrappy Thompson. He done did oral on her.
He need to stop
and
lying.
Everything. He's lying about it.
Just be honest.
And then he's gonna get salty and try to leave.
Oh, right. That's not them.
What you trying to do? You might as well just say you did it.
Yeah.
I mean, she ain't lying.
She not.
And you know she's not lying.
Right. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You just say you did it.
Just say you did it. Right. And then Bambi,
you know what? I'm sick of Bambi. Bambi, for those of y'all who don't know, Bambi was on the Basketball Wives LA, and she just all of a sudden hopped on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm just like, oh, so you just a reality TV
Benzino's ex-girlfriend,
right? Which they mentioned,
right on the reunion, yeah.
Right. But then think about it. That's what we saw her at last year anyway,
right?
Because that's how every time I hear that song, what was the song they played when they was showing Kurt walking into the room? We are.
Got me up all night, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, Terrence, your pass not working, so I can't even keep track on what's going on. It's stopped on me. You need a passcode, so I'm going to pass this on to Terrence. Here we go. Bam. That's what we do, live. Bam.
It's real.
It's real up in these streets. But I just think the whole situation, I think Erica Dixon, I know she's trying to get a storyline so she can stay on. Right. Let's be real about the situation. But Erica Dixon needs to fall back a little bit. Y'all just be parents to Imani.
Right.
Scrappy, wake up. Bambi's using you. Because at first during the season, she was like, I want to marry this dude. And now on the reunion, I ain't trying to marry him. I ain't trying to marry him.
But then you know what, though? But wait a minute, though.
What's up?
Say this, though. Because maybe in the beginning, when she did first meet him, maybe she did feel some kind of way about him. But then a lot of stuff has kind of gone on.
That's true. That's true.
She's with Erica P.
Oh,
then, the fact that he was backtracking with his,
Right. And why he not been honest with the Erica P situation? Why you trying to act like that?
Like he ain't like her in one sentence.
Yeah.
Be real, Scrappy.
Right.
You're not attached to anyone.
But this is what happened the first season with Shay Johnson. It was the same thing. It's like he was lying about the whole situation.
Right. Triangles.
And you know what, Mama D? I'm just gonna stop. I'm that song though.
I deserve. That's my song.
I deserve
to be loved. Oh my God.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over before it starts.
I just think everybody on that show just needs to learn to love themselves. And be with themselves. I'm not saying relationships are bad, but all these relationships on this show is really poisonous.
Toxic.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand is, just to kind of go back to Erica for a second, is like, were you down for the cause just so that you could go back and bring this up later on down the line?
Right.
I mean, like, if you liked it and you did it because you enjoyed kicking it with him, then why are you bringing it up?
I agree with that too.
Like, what are you bringing it up for? Like, you feel like he did you wrong, but I mean, like, I don't get it.
Again, it's just being real out there. It's probably just to show that she needs a storyline so that way she can stay on the show.
Because once her boo left, the one that was using her for money because he didn't have a job, it was over.
She really became a background character after that.
She tried to be everybody else's business.
Yeah, she tried
to
team up with Carla Red.
I didn't know they was friends.
I didn't either. Speaking of Carla Red, fall back.
Please, old lady.
She thinks she's so hot, and that's the sad thing about the situation. It's like she could be really pretty if she act her age. She acts real stupid, and it's just like she trying to go in on young Jock. Don't do that.
Right.
I like him.
Jock is that
story.
Yes. Okay, when he animated.
No, how about when the host, what's her name, Samora? How about what she brought out? When she brought out, when she introduced,
he said, "Oh no, don't come
out on that," because she called his lady a side chick. And he's like, "Oh no, don't come out on that. You do it right. Chick. Do it right." I was like, "Oh man."
That's a prompter thing. I wonder, was that a prompter thing again, like the whole Blue Ivy situation? Did she say that?
I think Samora said that. No,
trying to be funny.
For a comedy that's not funny, by the way, I think
she's dry. Yeah. I mean, she's better than Mona Scott.
Yeah. I would prefer another host over the creator show.
Cause she be trying to stop everything.
Yeah, I don't like the creator show.
Like, no fighting.
No.
I like when she told Scrappy to get it together and get on back out there on that stage.
And of course he's gonna do it because he need a check.
Exactly.
Right.
So you don't have to wear them boosted shorts no more. I remember that from the first season. He had them shorts on, he put a sensor on them. It's like, damn, you couldn't get somebody to take that off. You was that thirsty to wear them shorts.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just saying.
Well, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is in 3 parts. I don't know why they're doing this.
That much juice.
Well, show up for 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's what we really want.
Yeah.
They want to drag it out, of course.
Anyway, we know what you're trying to do.
Some final ratings.
But yeah, so y'all can, we'll be watching next Monday at 8 o'clock on VH1 Part 2 of Love Hip Hop Atlanta. Now, before we close out, I want you guys to check something out. Another show, Hit the Floor. I watch it. You watch it. It's cool. It's a great show. Coming back for a third season next summer. But I had the opportunity. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because this is the second one.
Yeah. So season 3. But I had the opportunity to interview Jonathan McDaniel. He plays German on Hit the Floor, and I have a little sneak preview of the interview. You guys can check it out right about now. It's gonna be. Give us a second. We're gonna pull it up for you. Right about now. Hey. Give us a second. We're gonna pull it up for you. Right about now. I was in the stage. Were you expecting it?
No, man, it was one of those things. I was in the stage. Were you expecting it? Just kind of like, no, man, it was one of those things. I was in the stage. Were you expecting it? Just kind of like, no, man, it was one of those things. I was in the stage. Were you expecting it? Just kind of like, no, man, it was one of those things. I was in the stage. Were you expecting it? Just kind of like, no, man, it was one of those things.
Daniel from Hit the Floor plays German. He was the killer, who was revealed to be the killer of Olivia.
So he was the killer?
Did I ruin the fight? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I hadn't seen it, but I wonder, because, I wondered who killed him.
They revealed him to be the killer.
What?
I'm sorry.
Wait, where's he at now?
We know he's with Asha.
Yeah,
they together.
They don't know.
So nobody knows that he's the killer.
Oh,
so,
but she knows.
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So how we know?
They showed it on the last episode.
It's gonna be good.
So season 3.
Man, I need to catch up. Is it on demand?
I'm sure.
Okay,
I'll watch it.
But yeah, definitely check out the interview, the full interview on my blog site, KarltonSays.com. You can hear from Jonathan as he talks about his reaction, because none of the actors knew who the killer was. They all shot alternate endings. So no one knew who the killer was. Awesome. So when they all saw it, it was like, it was crazy, bananas. So definitely check out the interview, KarltonSays.com. Real quick, y'all kept seeing Pretty Little Liars pictures up there. We're going to talk about that today, but we don't have time.
I really want to talk about that because I just watched it.
Yeah, it was, real quick, we can talk about it real quick. Pretty Little Liars, what you thought?
Sad.
It was sad.
I don't know if I'm ruining it for anybody, but
Spoiler alert.
Mona passed. They killed her.
Not one of those.
Mona passed, and she was crazy, but I didn't want her to die.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, like it's going too far. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, now you're doing too much, A. Allison or whoever A is, you're doing too much. You're killing innocent folks.
Right.
You're messing with family members.
Right.
What's the point?
Sounds like you're gonna cry.
It was sad.
It was sad. Like it was
sad.
Bruh, I was distraught.
It was sad. For those of you who not watched Pretty Little Liars before, it's basically a show about. It started off with 5 girls. One of the girls goes missing, and they think they pull up, found her body, and so they think she's dead. So they're trying to figure out who the killer is. And there's this person named A that keeps sending them text messages threatening them and telling them to do stuff. But come to find out later that Allison, that's the girl who disappeared, is not dead. She just ran away, but we don't know really why she ran away. And then she comes back to the city, and more ruckus has happened or whatever. And so then it comes to find out that Allison may be a sociopath, and that she might be sending the messages. That she might be A. And then Mona, she's one of the girls that she was A at first season, but she got better, and she actually got killed in the last episode. But I was talking to a coworker of mine. I don't think Mona's dead. I think that's a Mona
Look-alike?
body. I don't know. I think that's like a. Remember how we thought Toby was dead at one point?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's like a Mona like type.
Yeah.
Doll looking.
You know how they do this.
You know how they do. Yeah, exactly.
This show gonna be on till we're 50.
And them people still ain't graduated from high school yet. They've been in high school for 4 years, 4, 5, 6 years. I'm like, come on, when y'all
Y'all
graduate?
need to graduate. They've been talking about college since like 2010.
Right.
No, for real. Like, no lie. We going to college. We done filled our application.
Right.
Y'all need to go.
Nobody ever got it.
Right. So we just gonna stay in high school.
Right. Right. Well, that is it for Karlton Says Live. But before we sign out, today is Cheese's last day. So, yes, this is her last day on Karlton Says Live. I just found out not too long ago.
So did I. Surprise.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is, as you can see, she's.
You probably really can't see it, though. It doesn't look like it's getting time to come out, though, does it?
But yes, the baby number 2 for her will be arriving on this sweet earth of ours very soon. So of course, Cheese has to get ready for the arrival of what's the baby's name?
Avery.
Okay, Avery. Get ready for the baby, baby Avery. I know Ari's excited about his brother. Is he excited?
Ari is kind of, he's like not quite 2 yet. He's like 20 months. So he doesn't know.
Okay.
He doesn't
Has he
know.
touched her stomach though?
Yeah, he'll touch it and say baby and, pat on it and that kind of thing.
That's cute.
But he doesn't know. We'll hear about his transition. I don't think that he's going to enjoy sharing his space with someone else, but he'll get over it, I'm quite sure.
Okay. Well, definitely keep us updated on what's going on. Send us some videos, especially when in the hospital. We'll play it here so we can, keep everybody updated on what's going on with you and everything.
Tune in next Friday. You guys will be able to see him.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us on Karlton Says Live. Thank you, Cheese. Thank you, my sister Kendra. Terrence, DJIM made his first physical appearance. That was a surprise.
Look, and I was wondering, what's the black up there?
Yeah, I was too. So I was like, okay, all right. So definitely, I think we're gonna make that a permanent fixture. I think Terrence is to be on. So we'll do that.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely. So we'll definitely keep that going. Again, thank you guys for joining us for Karlton Says Live. Please have a safe Labor Day weekend. If you decide to drink, please have a designated driver.
Please.
And please do not drink and drive because think about your life and think about the lives of others.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And remember that again, this is a holiday weekend, so you're not getting out on Monday.
Yeah.
Clank, clank.
Right. Clank, 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 clank. So definitely be safe. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. We will see you guys next Friday. Peace.
Bye, guys.